Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so this is the next chapter, still under descriptive analytics. Okay, so in this chapter, I will explain to you how you can summarize and finding the relationship between or among the variables using a pivot table. In the previous chapter, I already explained to summarize the data, okay, using a Excel table. But in this chapter, using a pivot table. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is the first. This is from the previous, the one that I explained to you. Still in the summarizing, not identify the relationship, just summarize the categorical variables. Okay, using a pivot table. Okay, I will make easy for you to summarize, not using a formula, but using a pivot table. Okay, so before we go to the table or data, first you have to know, understand. Okay, this is like a revision for you. Okay, right. So what is the categorical variables? Okay, the categorical variables, that variables or data that you cannot perform the arithmetic. Okay, all right. You cannot subtract. You cannot do the addition. You cannot do the all the arithmetic function. Okay, all right. You can normally, okay, using the categorical variables, we will count, okay, count based on the frequency. Okay, so we will use a formula count if you use a formula Excel. Okay, but using a pivot table, just use a frequency. Okay, it will display a frequency number. Example, you want to know number of males, number of females. Okay. Okay, so pivot table is quite easy. Okay, so just very brief explanation, definition about the pivot tables. Okay, so it's quite powerful but easy to use. Okay, so powerful table but easy to use. Okay, so then you can using a pivot tables, you can break down the data based on the category that you want to explain to your uh, audience, to your reader. Okay. Alright, so sometimes these pivot tables refer to the another software. We might be refer to the cross tab or contingency table. So if you use a different software, so if you is the function there is calling a cross tab, so it's same as the pivot tables, okay, or contingency table, okay. Contingency tables can create manually using Excel, okay. So let's say you have a list of customer and other variables, so that you want to break down the number of customer into the gender and the region. Okay, so you can use a simple way as using a pivot table. Okay, or you want to display average sales by gender, by region of country, by time of day. Okay, all right. So this is used for pivot table. Okay. All right. So now first I will go very brief, create brief, simple pivot table, and then at the end of this chapter, I will show more details about the pivot table. Okay. All right. So this is to explain. Not yet go to the relationship, but just to summarize. Okay. So using the supermarket transaction files, okay, you can get it from the Putra Blast, okay, right? So we will do we will summarize some of the category variables in this data set. Okay, so it has about 14,000 transaction. Okay, so it quite kind of difficult if we want to use count if manually. Okay, so this is a categorical variable. You can see gender, marital status, annual income, okay, city. So this is categorical variables. Okay, numerical is a unit source revenue. That is a numerical. Okay, so but now we focus more on the categorical variables. Okay, so go to the transaction, supermarket transaction. Okay, so this is the data. We have 14,000. Remember 14,000. This is a not real data, okay, just for you to learn for the education purpose. So now we want to create a tables that summarize number of gender, number of female and males responded customer, okay, in this list. All right, so let's say I want to put a table in different worksheet, or you can put in the same worksheet. I want to put in different worksheet, so I add another worksheet. Go to the insert ribbon here. Okay, go to the insert ribbon. Okay, so let me, to make it easy, I will select the data first. Okay, select all the data here. Okay. Okay, so see now 14,000, select all data and go to worksheet, insert the pivot table. Okay, since we will create the pivot table from the range that I already select. Okay, so we can have from different sources here, but in this case from the range. Okay, so create from the range. Oh, then you have to reselect. Okay, so table or range, go back to the data and then select all. Okay, so select all. See, from A1 to P14,000. And I want to put in the existing worksheet because I already had it. If you don't add a worksheet, so you can add the new worksheet. Okay, in this case, I already add the worksheet. So I choose the existing worksheet location at the A1. Okay, then click OK. Alright, so now you get this pivot table here. Okay, so this pivot table, okay, this is empty first. So you have to select. So in this case, I want to summarize gender. Okay, a gender, number of gender, female and male customer. Okay, first just take the gender here. Okay, so gender. Then you can see you get a female and male, F and M. Okay, and then right, so you can select unit souls, or I can select any variables. Or let's say you can select here unit souls, okay, or revenue. Okay, so revenue, tick revenue in the values. Okay, but it will display of you sum of revenue. I don't want to sum of revenue for male and female. Okay, I just want to display number. Okay, so click sum of revenue. Okay, click here and then go to the value field setting and then change it to count. Okay, so count. Okay, okay, all right, so this is a number. Okay, so this is number of female customer, 7,000, 7,170 customer, and male 6,889. Okay, so if we want to display this in percentage, okay, let's say you want to put in the count. So this is a count number frequency. Okay, all right. So let's say if you want to change count of revenue, then you can just change here. Okay, so frequency, let's say frequency, enter. Okay, so this is a frequency. Okay, so let's say you want to change 7,000 to percentage. You want to display to the percentage. So in any value here, any cell in this column, okay, so right click and then summarize, sorry, show value as, let's say you want to display percentage of grand total. Okay, alright, so you can see this is a percentage. You could give more meaningful. Okay, so normally percentage we don't display in the point form. So highlight there and then go to the home ribbon, and in the number you can see the decimal increase and decrease. Okay, so you want to decrease the same decimal, so click decrease. Okay, alright, then maybe you want to the center. Okay, center. Alright, so this is a label. This is a table for gender. Okay, so number of gender, to display a gender. Okay, so 51% female customer and 49% female customer. Okay, alright, then you can change it, table's name to gender. Enter. Okay, so this is a gender table. Okay, so let's say we want to add another table, okay, to display another categorical variable. So go to insert, repeat again the step, okay? Go to the insert and then click table range, okay? Alright, and then highlight all this data, okay? Like here and location, deselect the existing worksheet, okay? Okay, so this is a new table. Let's say we want to display the annual income, okay? So annual income here, annual income, and by number of for each category lah. Okay, so let's say you can click a revenue as well. Change it to this is sum a revenue for every income level. Okay, and I want to change it to the count. Okay, because I want to show it display. Okay, so this is the numbers of customer for every category. Okay, so if you can see the category is not in the sequence. Okay, so let's say I want to move this 30 to 50, all this to the above 110. Okay, so I highlight here and right click and move sorry, oh, you have to do one by one. Okay, so move, okay, right click, move to up. Okay, move up, move, make sure it's not highlight. Okay, move up. Okay, let's say I want to move this, move N. Okay, so move N, move, so you can use any type of move. Okay, move to N, so then you can see move to N and move to N. Okay, so now you can see better. Now it's better in sequence. Okay, 10 to 30, 30 to 50, 50 to 70. So it's better. So make sure when you want to create the table, the table should be in the sequence. Okay, so change account of revenue to um frequency. Enter. Okay, and then a row label change to income. Okay, so this one change to gender. Okay, so this is how you can summarize the table using a pivot table. So let's say from this table you want to create a chart. Okay, so let's chart for gender. Okay, so click here, click any cell in this table. You can see it will appear two additional ribbons. Okay, additional ribbon, pivot table, and design. Okay, so click pivot table analyze, you will see pivot chart. Okay, so click pivot chart. Okay, so it will suggest to you any chart that you can use to display your table. Either you want to use this one or pie. Okay, so you must be depends lah. It's not suitable to use a line chart. It's either column or pie. Okay, so let's say in this case you want to display using a pie chart. And okay, right? Pie chart. Total the gender, the gender, sorry, gender. Okay, so gender, let's say you want to show the data label, so click a data label. See, you will see data labels here, and then depends how where you want to put, outside and inside and or center or data call out. Okay, right? So male 49, female 49. Okay, so maybe you want to remove the legend, then remove the legend.